Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's been quite some time, I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks, probably about a week into the quarantine. I've been busy just looking after my own mental health, and I think I've been quite successful so far. Obviously we've still got a little ways to go. I'm hoping that all of you guys are doing well. What I'm going to do today, and it's something that I've wanted to do for a little while, is explain to you how I struggled with my weight from being a teenager. Even whilst I was in the army, I struggled with my weight, and then I got pregnant and I piled on a load of weight, because you know what it's like, you're eating for two, you can eat what you want. And really after that, even though I was still in the army, I never really managed to lose that baby weight, and I think it was about 4 stone. And it took me being diagnosed with going through early menopause for me to realise actually I needed to sort my shit out and sort my health out, both mentally and physically. At the time, it had been a long time since I'd stepped on the scales, and when I started my health journey, I don't know whether it was 3 or 4 years ago, I think it was about 4 years ago. I don't really know how big I was. The heaviest I was when I stepped on the scale was 14.5 stone, and I was about a size 20. But I was so horrified that I'd stopped stepping on the scale. I didn't look at myself in the mirror and that kind of thing. And I know I got bigger because my size 20 clothes were really tight. I just refused to go and get another size. So I know I probably got to about 15 stone, which is absolutely horrifying. So what I'll do is I'll try and take some photos out of me, and there are hardly any, because if any existed they got thrown away, and if they were digitalised they were just deleted. So I'll see what I can find, and I'll post them, and then I'll show you what I got down to, which was about 10 stone, and I'll explain to you how I felt then and how I got there. And then I think 2 or 3 videos ago, I did a physique update, and I was doing pretty well. I think I'd lost about 1 stone on the keto diet, which I'm not on now. And I'll show you where I'm at now and how I'm dealing with my health, my fitness, my nutrition and that kind of thing. Just a quick disclaimer, this obviously has worked for me. I'm not telling you this is how to lose weight. I'm not telling you this is how you get healthy and you get fit, but this is my journey. This is how I've learnt to cope with things. So what I'll do now is I'll put the photo here of me at my worst that I can find. I won't be able to find me at my worst because I don't think any exist, not on my laptop anyway. Somebody else might have a photo of me at my worst, but this is me at my worst. So they were the worst that I could find. They don't show me at my biggest, but they do show how bad I was getting. So as you can see, I had a big journey ahead of me. Not just, sorry, I keep touching my face. I don't know why. I think it's a nervous thing, as I don't really do it a lot otherwise. So I had a hell of a journey ahead of me, not just to lose the weight, but for my health as well. When you're that size, it's quite difficult to sort of move around without causing yourself a lot of injuries. Like, my boobs were massive, so it's quite difficult to run, put a lot of strain on my knees. I've always had trouble with my knees, so the bigger I got, the worse they got. So what I want to do is split it down into probably 5 sections. Mindset, if I keep looking down, it's because I've made some notes because I'm rubbish at remembering stuff. So what I want to do is mindset, nutrition, something called NEAT, which I'll explain in a minute, exercise and supplementation. And this is everything that I implemented to make myself fit and healthy. So first of all, I had to change my mindset. I had gone on a lot of diets in the past, a lot of what you'd call yo-yo dieting. So I'd do quite well, lose 1 or 2 stone, feel a lot better, and then I'd sabotage myself, and I'd put it all back on and a bit more, and that's how I ended up going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then the up was just getting higher and higher. So I needed to change my mindset. It needed to be a lifestyle, not just an 8-week diet, lose the weight, go back to normal. And I found that quite difficult because you kind of get yourself onto your journey without really knowing what you're doing. So how I started was just ate what I thought was healthy foods, vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, healthier carbohydrates, cut out the sugar, cut out the fat. So most people go fat free, which I did. I had no fats. So obviously straight away you're starting to cut food groups out, or you're starting to minimise food groups, because obviously carbohydrates are seen as a demon food group, fats are seen as a demon food group. I didn't really understand the concept of eating to fuel your body, so all I was doing was eating a little, and this is why I was sabotaging myself, because I'd have something like fruit and yoghurt for breakfast, fat-free obviously, and then I'd have something like a salad for lunch, and then something with just veggies in the evening. And probably if I totted it up now, I probably wasn't even having 1,000 calories, so I was really, really hungry all the time. And willpower can only get you through for a certain amount of time. So I had to change my mindset on how I ate. And I had to just basically see that no food group was a demon food group. It wasn't a bad food group. It was just eating everything in moderation. So I had to completely change how I felt about my diet, because everything you eat is your diet, whether it be low calorie, high calorie, whatever. So I had to change that first of all. And that took a little while. I didn't go into my journey for like 4 years ago knowing that I was going to change my lifestyle. I just thought I was going to eat healthily and I was going to lose the weight. And I was quite successful. My willpower for probably 8 months or 6 months or something was really, really good. And I would allow myself little treats every now and again, and that would just keep pushing me on. But then you realise that that's not going to be sustainable. So you need to find another way. And what I did was I found something called MyFitnessPal, and that helped me mentally, because it made me eat more, and it made me eat more of the right food groups as well, because you put in what your goal is, so that it's weight loss, and it tells you how many calories to eat. And if you want to follow some sort of macro split, which is your proteins, your carbohydrates and your fats, it'll tell you how to split them up as well. And I did a little bit of research, so I knew that I wanted to do a higher protein, a medium carbohydrate and a low fat style of eating. So that really helped with my mindset, and I found that about 9 months in, and that's when I saw a big change in my physique. So I was eating healthily, but I was getting the right food groups, and it fueled my workouts, which I was doing quite a lot of at the time. And those 4 months between the September probably and the January when we went, no, the December when we went to, where did we go? Tenerife. I saw a massive difference in my energy levels and my weight loss journey as well. So basically, mindset, massive thing, massive part. If you can get your head round changing your lifestyle rather than going on a diet, then that I think is number one. Number two is nutrition. You can exercise all you want, but if you're not eating few enough calories, because I was saying I wasn't eating enough, you still have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight, to lose fat. So I basically, yet again, used MyFitness. Well, you may have noticed that my clothes have changed, and it's the next day. The batteries went on the camera. I didn't have any batteries in the house, so I had to go and get some. I'd waffled on and basically finished this vlog and didn't even realise that the camera had turned itself off. Every time I turn this camera on, the dogs tap through the kitchen. Yes, you. So we covered mindset. I'm a little bit out of my flow now, so bear with me. The second thing on my list after mindset is nutrition. You can have as many exercise classes, you can go in the gym as many times as you want, and yeah, you will get fit and you probably will lose a little bit of weight, but nutrition is key. They say you get your fitness in the gym and you get your abs in the kitchen. So if you want to see abs, which most people don't, to be fair, they just want to be comfortable in their clothes and, you know, fit and healthy. So nutrition. Now, I'm not saying I've got the cleanest of diets, but what I do is, again, going back to the mindset and MyFitnessPal, is that I try and stick to my calories. And I eat fairly good calories, but sometimes up to 2,000 calories a day, but because I train more. And with the nutrition, what I try and do most of the week is try and stay on your lean proteins. So things like your chickens, your turkeys, fish. I do have lean red meats like beef, low fat mince, turkey mince and beef mince. Occasionally I have pork, but it's not my favourite, so I don't really incorporate it that often. So yeah, that's mostly what I use, and then I use quite a lot of eggs and a little bit of low fat cheese, a little bit of low fat yoghurt. There's plenty of places that you can get your proteins, and you can get it from pulses and beans and chia seeds and all sorts of places that you wouldn't think, and a lot of things have protein, extra little bits of protein that you wouldn't think, even some vegetables. So everything sort of helps towards totting up your protein, and I go for, not as much as they say, but I go for around 100 grams a day. And to help boost that, I actually use whey protein powder as well, but I'll get onto that a bit later on. And then I try and have plenty of vegetables, plenty of fruit, salads, that kind of thing. Like they say, eat the rainbow, eat as many coloured fruits and vegetables as you can, because it gives you all your nutrients, so you're not just worried about your proteins, your carbs and your fats, you're worried about all your nutrients as well, because it's what keeps you healthy and what keeps you from getting ill. And then for my fats, I'll eat avocado, which I've only just recently got into, and it's not my favourite, but when it's like with eggs and things like that, I quite like it. Again, eggs are a good source of fat. Oily fishes like salmons, that's quite good. Nuts, peanut butter, all that kind of stuff. And I do eat other fatty things. I do have the odd pizza, and I do have cakes, and I do have biscuits, and you know, I'm a sweet tooth girl. I never used to be, but I am a sweet tooth girl, so I do find that I need to have like a goodie on a fairly regular basis. And like I said, I just try and keep it clean-ish through the week, and I relax a little bit at the weekend. If I want to have a drink, I'll have a drink. I just allow for it in my calories. And if I really want to have a big drink, I just get lots of exercise. If I have an evening, if I'm having a barbecue or something and I really fancy like really relaxing and just having a bit of a laugh, then I will try and do several workouts through the day to burn the calories, to allow me to go a little bit harder that night. So I think that's nutrition. Like I said, very, very important. You can work out as much as you like. If you haven't got your nutrition down, you're going to set yourself up for a fail. Okay, so going on to the next one then. So the last of the big three then is your carbs. And obviously everybody demonises the carbs as a group. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's where we get our fuel, unless you're keto, and then you get your fuel from your fat. But for my carb sources, I mostly stick with potatoes, a bit of bread. I do have rice, I do have pasta, whole wheat pasta. I don't see any issue with eating whatever carbs you like complex carb. So like things that I've just explained. A simple carb is like your sugars and things like that, but I don't see any issues with eating carbs, just as long as you stay within your range of calories. And they fill you up, they help fill you up. Obviously protein is the thing that satiates you the most, so that's how people on keto manage to stay full. But I don't see a problem with carbs at all. So that's your three. That's your protein, your fats, and your carbs, and they make up your diet basically. It's getting on my tits now. Why did you not beep? Okay, so next on my list, number 3 then, is something called NEAT. That's Non-Exercise Activation Thermogenesis. And this is something that everybody does, and it's your movement outside of your exercise. So anything that you do that makes you move that isn't classed as exercise. So walking your dog, although some people use that as their form of exercise, especially at the moment. So yeah, walking your dog, doing your housework, if you have a manual job, doing your gardening, just basic movement, walking up and down the stairs to like take your washing up, that kind of thing. So anything that you do non-exercise, that is what they call NEAT, okay? The more you can move, the more calories you'll burn, and obviously the more fat that you'll lose. So it's a win-win really, isn't it? Okay, so below that then, so I would put that above number 4, which is exercise. Now you can do any kind of exercise that works for you. Now what worked for me was weight training, and then some form of cardio as well. And it didn't really matter what it was. I've used all sorts. I've gone out for bike rides, I've gone running, walking, kayaking, climbing. It just has to be something that you enjoy. Find something that you enjoy and it will be sustainable. So you will be able to stick to it for a long term, hopefully, and make it part of your lifestyle. A bit like we were saying at the beginning with mindset. If you can make it part of your lifestyle, you're more likely to stick to it. So first of all, it's motivation, but motivation doesn't keep you going. You've got to make it a habit. Okay, so you start off, you're really, really keen, and you're really motivated, but then you've got to incorporate it into your lifestyle. And that's why I always do my exercise at exactly the same time. I get up in the morning, I go in the gym. I do my weight session for the day, which is like 45 minutes to an hour. Then I come down and I go straight into the living room and I do my exercise DVD. And at the moment I'm really into Shaun T's Hip Hop Abs. And I found stuff on that DVD that I've had for years that I've never done before, and it's brilliant. Obviously that's why I'm in workout kit and I'm looking all a bit sweaty and my hair's all flat, because I've just done that. And it's really good fun. And I do find that it is burning the fat away, so to speak, although you don't burn fat, I realise. So yeah, find what's good for you. And I just think if you can find something you enjoy and you stick at it and you see results, 1, it pushes you forward, but 2, it just makes you feel so much better. I feel so much better, like mentally as well as physically, when I'm active. So that's exercise. And the last thing, and this is really not necessary. This is something that I've got just to, as it says, supplementation. It's just to supplement my lifestyle. So I said earlier that I have protein powder. Now I only have protein powder because 1, sources of protein is quite expensive, and 2, I just can't physically eat that much protein. So having a scoop of protein powder in my breakfast, so for instance today I had the little pots of instant oats. I had 1 of them, and then I put a scoop of protein powder in, and there we go, 20 grams of protein. So there you go, you're off to a good start. So for my breakfast, I would have either that or eggs. So there's your protein straight off. When I first started, I was having every type of supplementation known to man. Anything that, because I was doing a lot of research through YouTube and I was watching bodybuilders and they were pushing all sorts of stuff. Not anabolic steroids or anything like that. That's not a supplement to me. But they were doing things like pre-workouts, intra-workouts, post-workouts. They were doing fat burners, and I thought, oh, they look really, really like jacked. They look really fit and healthy. I must need all that kind of stuff. So I tried all sorts of stuff, and I didn't really find much benefit from any of it. So I have now a small amount of supplementation, which is the protein powder, a supplement called creatine, which I put into my shakes every day. And that's just, it really just helps you with your workout, gives you that a little bit extra for your workout, gives you those extra few reps or that extra couple of minutes. It just boosts your workout. and it's really, really well researched. So if you want to look into it, feel free. It's very safe, and it's a natural product. And then the other things I take is just multivitamins and vitamin D, because we live in the UK and our sunlight is barely existent, although at the moment we're having a nice spell. And when it does, it's not very strong because we live too far from the equator, so I have a vitamin D. And that's basically it for my supplements. Like I said, I've tried all sorts of stuff, and I don't think it's worth the money. This is what I found is good for me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a picture of what I got down to at my lowest, and this was a couple of years ago. I got down to 10 stone, and this is the picture. So that was the picture of me at my slimmest. Well, there's two pictures. The one where I show my abs, I was feeling pretty healthy then. I'd done it the right way. That was probably the end of the year, was it 2016 maybe? End of 2016, and I was feeling pretty healthy. I was really pleased with where everything was going. And then the other one, that was me fully dressed in like basically this kind of clothing, it wasn't healthy at all. I had been having trouble getting rid of that last sort of 7 pounds. So I went on something a little bit more severe, like a transformation thing over, it was supposed to be 8 weeks, I managed 5. By the end of it, my eyes had sunk into my head. I had absolutely no energy, I was getting ill, so I came off of it. And so I looked fit and healthy, didn't I? So looks can be deceiving, so go careful. Do it the right way. Make sure that when you put a plan into place for yourself, you're not under eating. Just because you just don't have any energy. You might see the weight fall off you, the fat fall off you, and that's lovely, that's really nice, but you haven't got the energy to do anything. You don't have a life. So find some kind of balance. So I kind of aspire to getting back down to that sort of weight, but I don't want to do it unhealthily. So I'm just taking it nice and steady. I'm doing lots of exercise, but I'm eating plenty, and I'm eating plenty of the right stuff, and I'm eating some of the wrong stuff, or what they would class as the wrong stuff. And I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty healthy. I'm not feeling too wiped. I'm feeling wiped from doing the exercise because it's tiring, but I'm enjoying it. It's good. And now what I'm going to do is, I think, like I said, like 3 videos ago, I put up a physique video, so I'm going to put that in now. And now I'm going to put in a physique video of me this morning, and I think there's about 2 months between the two, and I've basically been following the lifestyle that I've set up ahead of this, so with the nutrition, the mindset, blah blah blah. So hopefully you can see that I have progressed just in this past few weeks, and it's just been doing it just by doing it sensibly. So eat less, move more, but eat the right stuff. But enjoy yourself, find a balance. So this has got to be for the rest of your life. This isn't a short-term thing. These people that go to Slim Fast, these people that go to Weight Watchers, absolutely brilliant. People really see good results. But what happens when you come to the end and you hit your goal? Or if you do hit your goal? I know some people that have been going for years and years and years. You don't really get yourself into a system of learning for yourself. So find what works for you and stick to it, and then just make that your lifestyle. You can have a healthy lifestyle but still enjoy yourself. I really hope this has been of some help. I'm now in a place where I'm happy, healthy, and enjoying it, and I'm still having a life. I know at the moment we're not exactly having the life that we want, but it'll get there. It's just a short-term thing. Everybody's saying, oh, it's been weeks. It's a short-term thing. We've only been in it, what are we in our 5th week now? We've got a few more weeks probably. By the end of the summer, we should all be out of this, and we can get on with our lives again. I'm getting on with my life now anyway, so what I say is stay happy, stay healthy. If you've got any questions, put them in the boxes below. Please like the video. I should have done that at the beginning because hardly any of you have got through to the end. And please subscribe to my channel. Okay, thank you.